Welcome to today's episode of the Boxhead Boys. And as Eminem said, why's my mic like that? Guess who's back? Back again. It's been a long week.
Yes.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. My bad. Whoops.
We've been on vacation.
I think so. We've been grinding. But welcome to today's episode of the Boxhead Boys, featuring our guy Zach Galla. So Zach, so you climb rocks.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, we can see it right there.
Yeah, I got some videos playing in the back for y'all. But yeah, been climbing for like 12 years now, I think.
Okay.
Maybe more, maybe less. I don't really know exactly when I got into it. It was kind of like slow rise into the climbing world.
Yeah.
I went to like a birthday party when I was little at adrenaline climbing in Swanee, and then just kind of found myself going back, and they asked me to be on the youth team, and then it's just game over ever since.
That's right. Hey, youth team.
Yeah. So there's a big thing in climbing is most people start out with like the youth competitions these days.
Okay.
So you do like some local competitions, then you move on to like a regional championship. If you place high enough, you move on to a divisional championship, and from there the national championship, and then you can go to the youth world championship. And then after everybody does that, once you're like the year that you turn 16, you're eligible to compete in the Open Series that year.
Okay.
And then that's when you start competing against the adults, and it's kind of a similar qualifying situation, but it's like less qualifying events before the national, and then you compete national championship and qualify for the U.S. team to do like the Open World Cups and stuff. So yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Sorry, Green, I believe you had a question next.
So, like, how the hell did you get into rock climbing? Like, what made you like be like, oh, this is my thing? Like, this is. Did you like, or like,
Yeah,
good at it, or like?
I think I started off being pretty decent. I don't really know. I mean, I was little. I was just kind of messing around, but I would just always had a good time like climbing trees and buildings and stuff. I like the.
Oh, you were doing buildings when you were little?
I mean, just like the
You
side.
were a daredevil.
This, like trees, the side of my house, shit like that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I always like the adventure aspects of like climbing around. So then when I went to the climbing gym, they had like you could climb on top of the boulder at Adrenaline. There was like couches, a place to hang out up there, and then like slides and stuff. So it like kept it fun for me as a kid. And then by the time I like got old enough and started competing, I was like, oh shit, I'm kind of good at this. This is fun. So,
That's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Love that.
Was rock climbing something that you like were going to stick to like the whole way through? Was there anything that like maybe like you were like, oh, maybe I want to do this, or maybe I want to do something else, or was rock climbing your whole thing the whole time?
there was a period of time where I was like skateboarding a lot too, and I really like skating, and I kind of wanted to like try to. There was a point in time where I kind of realized that like if I was gonna be successful at one, I needed to like just do one of them. And I was a lot better at climbing than I was at skateboarding. I still like skating, and I still do it now, but I don't know, I always get hurt, so I haven't done it as much.
You know what? There's always an injury risk with skateboarding, I feel like. So.
Yeah, for sure. It's not really.
I mean, there's an injury risk with rock climbing.
Yeah, I feel like.
I mean, I think there's an injury risk.
I'd rather fall off a skateboard than fall off.
Hold on. I have a question for y'all. Do y'all think there's any injury risk in curling?
Like, that's like the thing where they're like.
In the Winter Olympics,
Like,
yeah.
with the legs and
You
slide
slide to a little rock thing.
You have to
I mean,
it real hard.
Yeah, I mean, if you slip and like bust your ass.
Oh,
That would hurt, but it would like.
But you wouldn't like. I guess you wouldn't tear an ACL.
I mean, they do like that gnarly pose where they're like, you know,
I
they put
don't
their
know,
back
you
like
might.
But
I want to see like.
You know, that goes to, I mean, the Olympics going on right now, you know, that leads to the statement a lot of people said, like, they need to add regular people to every Olympic event for reference.
It's true.
Yeah.
Dude, like, just imagine, like, some dude who learned how to swim maybe a week ago doing like, the 400 IM.
no way.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I mean, for right now, this is the first year that rock climbing is in the Olympics, and so the way that they're like showing off all disciplines to the public is, so there's 3 disciplines of rock climbing. There's speed climbing, sport climbing, which is like the tall walls with ropes, that's more endurance based, and then bouldering, which is like short, hard climbs, that's like my specialty. And then, so in order to show off all 3 disciplines of climbing, but they only have 1 medal set, they're doing like a combined format.
Yeah.
So you compete in all 3 disciplines, and then they multiply your rank together, and whoever has the lowest score wins the competition.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who are like speed climbing specialists, and they're not good at bouldering or sport climbing compared to the other people. So it's gonna be like that. Like they're gonna smash everybody on the speedwall, and then when they go and they compete in the bouldering event and the lead climbing event, they're just gonna look like normal people trying to do the route. It's actually so it's gonna be kind of funny.
Was that bouldering you're just doing on the
Yeah, all this whole video is all bouldering.
Okay.
So how do you train for like your events in rock climbing? So I know every sport trains a different way. Rock climbing, I feel like, is it just you climb a new rock every day? Do you lift a lot? I mean, I feel like you would lift a lot, but.
Yeah, I like to switch it up. I like to keep my training like, I don't know, kind of diverse to like work on other like weak points or whatever. But I mean, the most important thing for training for rock climbing is just by like climbing as much as you can. And then we do like different drills like on the wall. So if we want to work like power endurance, we'll do a thing called like a 4x4. So we'll pick a boulder and then we'll set a timer for 4 minutes and we'll do the boulder 4 times in 4 minutes. Rest for 4 minutes, go to a different climb, do the next one 4 times in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So we do drills like that, and then I usually try to lift like twice a week, like do some off the wall workouts and stuff just to kind of stay balanced.
What's a good workout for a swole guy like you to do?
Like off the wall or?
Yeah, because I mean, like, I know rock climbing builds your muscles up, but like, what's something that I don't have to rock climb for to get jacked?
Get a rock climb.
Yeah.
Get the rock
Get the
climb.
rock.
Get the rock
He's
climb.
trying to get the cheat sheet.
I'm trying because I'm gonna walk in and I'm like, okay, bro, swole. I mean, I'm thinking that's a rock climber, you'd be swole. I'm like, bro, swole. I'm like, bro, drop the workout routine. Every time I see a swole person in public, I'm like, I just always have the urge to be like, hey man,
What do you do?
what do you take?
What do you eat? And
What do you eat? What's your calorie intake every day?
What do I need to do to be like you?
Well, how do I get rid of this dad bod?
Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, most of my off the wall workouts, I just have like a body for one actually that I do a lot, and so I pretty much do like 10.
Shout out for the body for
Yeah. So I do like on bench I'll do like 10 reps of like 60% of my max, and so I'll do that, and then I'll have like a dumbbell under the bench, like a 65 pound, yeah, superset. So I do like 10 reps, rack it, and then turn around and immediately do lawnmowers, like the fast bent over rows.
Yeah.
And I do 8, roll it under the bench, do 8 on the other side, and then I immediately go get like 2 lighter dumbbells, and then I'll do my 3-way shoulders. So I'll do like 5 this way, 5 in front, and then like bent over, 5 out. And then I'll always switch up the last exercise, and usually like it's like a more climbing specific one, so it'll be like weighted pull-ups or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'll do like 10. And then I like do 3 sets of that, go through.
So do you do like a lot of calisthenics, like body weight workouts?
Most of my workouts are body weight. Yeah, the main thing about climbing that like you want to be like jacked, I guess, but you don't want to be too big because it's all like strength to weight ratio.
Yeah.
So any extra muscle that you have that's like not helping you pull your own weight, it's just it's weighing you down.
Yeah.
So you want to just be like kind of like cut and lean. Usually.
So if any, I know people at home, I know what we meant when we said body for workout. Then we gotta give a quick shout out to Coach Bodiford because I knew I recognized him in the name when I saw him and I saw that he was gonna be on the episode. We actually had a class together in high school for a week, weight training. The man was freaking putting weights up and down like there was nobody. He was outmaxing the entire class.
That's not true. That's not true. I was moving weight for my weight, but no, Coach Bodyford, legend.
He's at Copeland now, so hope you're doing well, Coach.
Yeah.
I don't like Copeland, but I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, shout out Coach Bodyford.
Copeland's our little rival.
So how does like you were talking a little bit about like competing and how to look for points for sport and things. Like how does it work? Like different competitions.
Yeah.
Like how does it work like as a sport in general? Like
yeah. So the competitions are like it's kind of hard to be like consistent in climbing because it depends. Like every competition you're climbing on like a different climb, and they'll like everybody has like their own style within rock climbing. Some people are really good at like grabbing small holds. Some people are good at like doing big jumps and big moves or whatever. So basically like a round for a bouldering competition, for example, there'll be a round of like 4 boulders the route setters will put on the wall, and you have like 4 minutes. So like you turn around, it's the first time seeing the boulder, and you gotta like figure it out and get as high as you can in that 4 minutes. And there's like a zone hold halfway through the boulder that gives you a point, and then there's the top, like at the top of the boulder, and that gives you like another point. So at the end of the round, it's whoever got the most tops wins, and then it goes down to like whoever got the most zones.
Okay.
So it works like that. So it's just basically like for bouldering and for rope climbing, it's just whoever climbs the most during the round, and for speed, it's whoever does the route the fastest.
yeah, I did a little bit of rock climbing myself.
Oh yeah.
That's
really?
That is
bro.
cat.
For those of you who don't know, I go to Georgia Southern. I have this big gym. It's called the Rack. There's like 8 basketball basketball courts as a whole.
Okay.
It's like a big ass gym, and there's a big rock wall. There's a bouldering area.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, but I like all the different there's different routes you take.
Yeah.
Things are like different colors. Like, oh, this is the easy route, this is the hard route, and then
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I know some homies that found that they're like brave inclines on there.
oh yeah, dude, Braden climbs a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out Brayden.
Shout out Braden.
We thought exactly. Every time someone mentions someone, we just say shout out.
Every time.
It doesn't matter who it is.
You got to.
But so I'm watching the video that we got going on the TV right now. You were not right now, but like earlier on in the video, you were actually flying ball like you were Spider-Man. Do you get that a lot, or do people say like, hey, do you have people like nickname you Spider-Man and all? Because I feel like that could totally stick.
I mean, yeah, I definitely got that a bit, but I don't know.
We have Tom Holland here, guys.
Hey, Bill's got no way home.
No spoilers.
Andrew told me.
No.
But yeah, I don't have any really big nicknames that stick. A lot of people just call me Galla and stuff. I don't know, Galla, Zach.
Galifianakis.
Yeah.
Oh, that could totally fit.
I got that.
Zach Galla, Zach Galifianakis.
Ooh, I like that.
Hey, that's how we clickbait people into watching this.
Zach Galifianakis on the pod? We gotta Photoshop his face.
Photoshop Zach's face on the Hangover with the baby.
With the baby, yeah.
That's the cover, Chris.
That's how we use here.
Oh no.
Hey,
We can find someone like that.
can Photoshop.
Oh yeah.
Who has the next question?
I think me.
I think you do.
Are there any this is two questions in one, but are there any rock climbers that you have looked up to, or they've been kind of your mentor going through this process? And then second one is who's your life role model pretty much. That's pretty much second one.
And they're outside of.
Outside rock climbing, maybe whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure. There's a couple of climbers that I really look up to style-wise. There's this guy from Japan, Samoa, who's got really cool dynamic flowy style. He's really good at just starting his momentum at the beginning of a boulder and carrying it all the way through to the top. And so it's he just kind of comes with this flowy style that's fun to watch. And then I don't know, some homies in the U.S. Nathaniel Coleman. He lives in Salt Lake City. We climb together a good bit, but he's won multiple national championships in the U.S. And he always has a really good mindset when it comes to competition climbing and stuff. He's very tranquil, and he's able to calm himself down in a really inspiring way. So I mess with that. And then I don't know. And then outside of rock climbing, I guess I probably am inspired by more of a skateboarding type aesthetic to the sport. I'd say now recently it's becoming more divided in the climbing community. There's the granola outdoorsy type of people shop at REI type of rock climbing crowd, and then there's kind of this new there's kind of
his role models.
and then there's this kind of new wave of bouldering kind of skateboarding punk aesthetic type deal coming into the climbing scene, which is really cool. It's just becoming more urban and popping up in more places, so we're getting people from different cultures.
It's almost like growing the game a little bit.
Exactly, exactly. And I think I really like that aesthetic to climbing a lot more. I don't really I don't go camping unless I need to camp for a climbing trip or something like that.
Or if someone invites you hey, let's go camping. Let's go camping.
Yeah, I'd be what are the climbs we're trying? I'm not about to go camping if I'm not there to try to climb a rock.
So if a bunch of friends who don't have any ounce of athleticism climbing wise ask you hey, we're gonna go camp and have s'mores and stuff. Are you saying no to them?
No, I'm gonna go. But I'd rather my ideal trip is I go stay at a friend's house or at an Airbnb or something somewhere, and then we just I don't know, wake up in the morning, go climb. Okay, before a rest day we go out.
Well, staying at Airbnb is technically not camping.
It's pretty much
Yeah.
I went camping a couple weeks ago actually up in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, it's a good time.
There was this creek that we were camping right by the creek, and we decided to climb up the creek, and we were pretty much climbing up the mountain. And it was pretty dangerous because we were literally in our bathing suits climbing up these giant rocks.
Water flowing down.
Green finally feels like an athlete, guys. Green, you played football in high school, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
played football and wrestling.
Did you start?
Started one time.
What position were you?
I was talking about wrestling. I didn't start in football. No.
Wait, there's starters and midfielders in wrestling?
Kinda. It's like you have your main guy and like your backup guy.
Yeah.
Like
Were you QB2 essentially?
I wasn't QB2. I was the guy that like if the varsity guy couldn't come, they're like, all right, it's you.
Greenwood's turn.
Oh,
Here.
God. So you just got
Let's
thrown
go.
Yeah, and if they needed someone like you know Keyshawn Forte?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
my legend. He's on Forte.
yeah, he was really good.
Come on, pod.
Really good 170 pounder. When he went up to 180 I think. I don't remember. My memory's not serving me right. But he was wrestling varsity meet. They're like, all right, Greenwood, you're gonna wrestle this varsity meet, but you're not gonna wrestle your weight. You're gonna wrestle at 195 and 225. I was like,
What was your weight?
I was soaking wet. I was 175. Yeah. Yeah. So I was wrestling those big dudes like Dion.
Gilmore?
Yeah.
Why are you wrestling big dudes like that?
Yeah. Like
I can't.
it was tough. So, because it was either you get a really fat kid or you get like
Oh,
a kid that looks like Coach McKee. Like it's insane.
Shout out to yeah, as a teacher, but you always look really intimidating in the hallway. I always got my acts together when I saw you in the hallway. We had another question. Okay, so Greenwood, what position did you play in football?
Oh, believe it or not, I did one. I was O-line.
No.
No.
I don't believe it.
Cap.
We're gonna try to get Warren on here, and he's gonna tell you I was O-line. I was with him. I was with Sean McGinn. I was with
Warren Erickson?
Yep, I was with.
Let's
see.
Greenwood on the line.
I'm trying to picture Warren Erickson and Josh Greenwood together on the O-line, and I just can't see it.
Yeah, I remember. I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit, but I remember his first day of spring practice when he came. I was like, who in the hell is this giant man? Like, there's no way he's 15. There's no shot this kid's 15.
How big is this kid?
This.
Well, we're talking about Warren Erickson?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a bit cool.
He's like.
Dude, he plays at Georgia right now. He's actually nominated for.
I saw.
I sent it in a Boxhead group chat. He's I'm trying to find the picture. It's not really.
But yeah, dude, I literally.
He is a preseason Remington Trophy watch list, which is basically like an O-lineman award in college football.
And dude,
This is what he looks like there.
That's a big man.
Well, shout out, Warren. Come on the pod, bro. Please come on the pod.
I got absolutely.
He has bar school athlete in his bio too. He's got to be funny.
Like I got
funny.
like the whistle blew, we hit each other. I don't remember what happened. I just was like, I just know it felt like I was running into a brick wall.
You're telling me Green was on the line. You're telling me that?
There's no
way. I can't even process that.
I stopped my sophomore year.
Is that when you won? Is that when you won state?
No, we won state in my senior year.
Damn, so you missed out on ring.
Yeah, I did. I was gonna come back too. I told my cousin, he plays at Collinsville. I was like, yo, transfer to North. We'll both play them because when we were kids, he said, no, I'm gonna stay with my boys. I'm like, all right, your boys gonna lose. And look what happened.
They lost. They're good. They're gonna be good next year though. Yeah, I think keep going. They got Sam Horn. They got Travis on.
They got the greatest, like one of the greatest corners I've seen. Like,
Travis.
Like, yeah, no, it's like
He plays wide receiver too. And he's Sam Horn.
What's his name?
Hey, we should get
for FSU. He's
Justin Heineken. He went to
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Should I say Justin?
Yeah.
Taylor Heineken, baby. And he could totally do an endorsement deal with Heineken.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I mean his name is literally.
It's almost there. All right, so we're gonna get back on topic.
Back on topic.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just so shocked. Green had some athleticism. Okay.
I can't believe it's on the line of all things. I was thinking D-line or something.
No, I was thinking linebacker. What were you think when you said football?
Yeah, I have no idea, dude, honestly.
Also shout out Coach Braxton. Love that guy.
Here he goes. He's shouting at everyone in the there.
So where did we leave off?
I got a question. So backtracking to when we were talking about Olympics, did you get a chance to compete or try out to like?
Yeah, it's a good question actually. So there's 3 Olympic qualification events, and I went to 2 of them. The first one, World Championships, got smacked. I didn't really get close at all in that event.
So I'll interrupt you a little bit. What does it take to make the Olympics for?
Okay, so the first, since this is the first Olympics, it's kind of like a limited like sport. So there's only 20 athletes total that are competing in rock climbing at the Olympics. So the first event to qualify was World Championships, and that's like the hardest event. It's harder than the Olympics because there's like everybody's there. There's like hundreds of competitors all over the world, whatever.
And the Olympics is just a small sample size.
Exactly, yeah. So like they're only allowed 2 per gender per country. So we had just 1 person qualify at the World Championship event that we're proud to, and then no other Americans qualified at that event. And then there was another one, Toulouse, and that's when at Toulouse, Kyra and Nathaniel qualified. And so we only had 1 more spot, just 1 more guy was eligible to go to the Olympics. And I competed at the last event, which was the Pan American Championships, and you needed to win that event in order to qualify.
Yeah.
And I was doing really good through the rounds, and then it's that combined format like I was talking about. So we started with speed in the final, and I won the speed, which was like huge. I was like, all right, this is pretty much this is pretty much game over. At that point, I was like, all right, I won the speed. Like I wasn't expecting to win the speed. Like that's a times 1 multiplier for your score, because like if you get first in speed, second in bouldering, and then third in ropes, then it's like 3 times 2, 6 times 1, still stays 6. So if you have that 1, it's like it's huge for your score. So I won the speed. Wasn't expecting to have that. I had like I was racing somebody that was way faster than me in the last race, and we both like slipped like crazy. I had a super slow time, but won. I was like, what the? So then we went on. Yeah, we went on to the boulders next, which is like typically that's like my strong suit in those types of competitions. And so there was 3 climbs, but they were set like way too easy. So came out, did the first 2 climbs first try, and then the last climb was also pretty easy, but I was like pulling on to the start holds, and my foot like slipped right as I like pulled on, and then I was like, oh damn, so I chalked off, got back on, and did the climb second try, and the climbs were so easy that it moved me down to like 4th place in the bouldering. And so I was like, just that one foot slip ended up putting me out of the whole competition. And then I got 3rd in the sport climbing, I think 3rd or 4th. But I ended up finishing 2nd overall, so I was one spot off the Olympics.
No way!
And it was one foot slip away.
Damn! We were 1 foot slip away from having.
Okay, so
It'd be like that.
well, he in Tokyo, and I would go to the podcast.
You do it on Zoom.
Tokyo's 13 hours ahead. So we
have
have like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
We talking about it too.
We figure it out.
So I would have gone before. I would have pulled
Zach.
up before.
So Zach, what are you gonna do between this year and 2024 to solidify your spot as an Olympian?
Yeah, so I got big plans. Like the beginning of next month, I'm moving out to Salt Lake City, Utah. That's like the home of the USA Climbing Training Center. So we got like there's like USA Climbing built like this whole facility that is just for like the team athletes to train at. So it's not like a commercial gym. Like you can't just like buy a day pass and go in there. You have to be like a team member to train there. So they set like really hard competition style boulders. They have like huge spray wall. They have weights and stuff, and all of like the best climbers in the U.S. like train there together. Yeah. So I'm moving out there, and I'm gonna train there a lot. There's like 5 other like huge commercial climbing gyms there. Lots of like really good outdoor climbing around. And so I'm gonna like just try to stay out there as long as I can, train with all of the best people in the U.S. Try to like level up as much as I can to get ready for that 2024 qualification. So
nice. So we're gonna be rooting for Zach.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't watch climbing like that.
I don't think.
But I'm gonna try. If whatever channel it's on Olympic time, I'm watching it.
I'll hop back on the pod once I make the Olympics again. We'll talk about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're gonna be going. You're gonna be going.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
I have a quick question about like how's the like recovery from like competing or anything? Like, is there like anything you do
like just being sore after a comp or something like that?
Do you do anything pretty particular and different special?
I mean, for like 2 or 3 days after the competition, I just like don't do shit at all.
What, you just sit and watch movies?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm usually like, ideally like, well, most of the competitions like you are really focused for like, the competitions are like 3 days long or something, like you do like a qualifier, and then, I guess most of them are 2, you do a qualifier, and then the next day you do like a semifinal in the morning, and if you qualify for the final, you do the final at night.
And that's how
And then-
swimming works too.
So I pick up what we're putting down.
Yeah, so you like,
I was a swimmer.
and pretty much,
I know you're this athletic.
Swimmers are athletic.
I didn't know, man.
Big ups.
Alright, so, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
Keep going.
So you do like the semifinal in the morning and then the final at night, and then pretty much like after that, there's usually like an after party somewhere. Everybody like goes and rages and celebrates because you've been like grinding for so long, and then you just wake up super late the next day. If I'm like out of town, I always try to get my flight for like the next night because I know that I'm gonna be couched until like 3 p.m. or something.
That's a weird way to say hungover.
Couch. But yeah, no, so I always try to
Is it basically a hangover though?
Yeah, I mean, but it's like the worst hangover you could possibly imagine because you're like,
You're
you're wrecked, sore, you're like,
And you got the headache.
Yeah, you got the headache, and you're like, you're dehydrated from climbing. The first thing you have to drink after the final is like a drink, not water.
What's your go-to?
I mean, just kind of whatever. I usually try to keep it like, I mean, after the
So I
competition.
know you gotta stay in shape, so having a brewski, like a Miller Lite, would probably not help you out.
Yeah, I usually try to stick away from the beers. Like the seltzers aren't as bad.
Get that white coat.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like my go-to like drink right now is like gin and tonic. So it's like, I think it's pretty light. Like lower calories. You don't need that many to get messed up. So it's like, that's what I go for. Like, but that's kind of like.
That's a go-to for a rock climber.
Yeah, but after the competition, it's like if we have beers, like I'm drinking beers. Like it's just you're done with the competition.
It's whatever you got.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think Chris had a question. Yeah. Oh wait, no, you have a YouTube. We have it playing in the background.
Yeah. This is.
If you listen to the audio, then you
won't see it.
You won't see it, but if you're watching it, you'll see it.
Yeah. This is a video on like another YouTube channel called Mellow. It's basically like Thrasher. It's like this is like Thrasher.
Really?
Yeah. So this isn't my YouTube channel, but yeah, I just started the vlog. I have like 4 episodes up so far. I'm trying to do like. I was trying to do like once a week. Yeah, the channel's just Zach Galla.
We'll most definitely put
We'll
the
plug
link
it
down
down.
under the YouTube guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
So you also have a good following. Is that from YouTube, or is that just from competing, and then you decided, hey, I have a good following, let me.
Yeah, so I built like my initial following just off of like Instagram, just like posting pics of me at competitions and stuff like that. And then USA Climbing just worked out like a deal with ESPN, so like they'll show like the competitions on ESPN.
So you've been on ESPN?
Yeah.
So what was it like seeing yourself on ESPN for the first time? Did you go back and watch it?
It's so weird. Yeah, I see it on TV all the time. I'll just be like USA Climbing, like click on it. But then, yeah, one of the competitions that I won actually was like the US Combined National Championship, and I was on the airplane once, like flying to a competition, and the person like in the seat in front of me was playing the competition of me on the airplane.
Did you like? You should have just like walked in front and walked back, made eye contact while you were on the screen, like. Hey, I gotta do it familiar.
I was like,
I'm thinking about saying I recognized. Have you ever been recognized?
Yeah. I've been on that same after that flight. I like went and got on a bus to go to whatever. I think I landed in Denver and I was going to Boulder to climb with some friends. And when I was on the bus, this random dude like didn't look like he had ever climbed before. He came up. He's like, "Are you Zach Galla?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, but I always get recognized in like the climbing gyms and stuff like that. It's like because all those people are like tapped into the community and stuff.
Yeah.
But that one was really weird because I was like,
So we were on the bus.
Yeah.
Have you ever been mistaken for another climber?
I think probably.
I feel like that's a really humbling thing, getting mistaken. Because I watched like a comedy show, Arsenio Hall. He said he's been he's been mistaken for Wesley Snipes. It's nothing like Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, not at
And
all.
some dude out there what was I saying?
What's the word you're going with?
What's the word I'm going? He misrecognized him for Dennis Rock.
Okay.
And I was like, man, that's pretty bad. So has there been anyone that badly misrecognized you?
Not that comes off the top of my head, but like the whole like last week I've been in Stone Summit. People have been coming up to me and they're like, "Yo, like good luck in Tokyo." I'm like, thanks, man. I mean, sometimes I'll just go with it. Sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, I was actually just one spot out." But 2024 though, you'll see me.
Yeah. Honestly, my I'd probably just go like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
excited.
me, yeah.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
should watch. I'd be like, I should totally be there right now if I was competing, but
Yeah.
hex.
Yeah. I'm usually like, no, one spot out, but.
Nah, my ego would be too big if someone said that I was like on my game like
I'd be like,
I was at the Atlanta Braves game the other day and my hair's no longer, I got a little bit of a stubble beard going. So most people would say, oh, he looks a little bit like Dansby Swanson. Like obviously I don't look like him because Dansby's like Dansby.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I'm not saying it in
What
a
do you
gay
mean?
way.
Elaborate.
Yeah, elaborate what you mean by Dansby is Dansby, though.
I'm not
And why did you immediately think I was talking about you being gay, first of all? So what's going on?
No,
No, you might have,
It's cool, it's
okay, hey,
it's cool,
let me explain.
but you
We're
explain
all
that.
So, where we are, every girl and their mother have this big ass crush on Dansby Swanson.
Okay.
Because everyone thinks he just looks good.
And
And I take that as a
girls.
compliment.
What do you
No, so someone said, hey, Dansby Swanson, what's up? And I took that as a compliment because all the girls think Dansby Swanson's a good looking dude.
Okay, now I
Which,
got you.
no gay shit, he's a good looking dude. I'm gonna give my boy some respect.
Alright, I think that's what this guy looks like.
He's a good looking dude. He's married to not
He's
married.
married.
He's
They didn't know
dating
you.
and she's.
Oh, he's gone.
See, you should have brought the pit viper so I can like really,
Are you looking at a picture right now?
yeah.
Which one? Do I look like him a little bit?
If you had the shades on, I mean, yeah.
Oh! Why don't I have a girlfriend, man?
I think it's
Why
just
don't you have a
the
girlfriend?
view.
Why don't I have a girlfriend? I look like
Because
Dansby
you don't
Swanson.
need one.
The viewers,
You don't need
James looking, he's ready, single, ready to mingle.
I have high standards though. I'm sure.
See, there it is. There's what it is.
Well, no, I don't have high. Hold on, let me rephrase that. I don't have high standards. I have expectations.
Okay, that's different.
I just have expectations. I don't. I'm not like one of those guys who's like, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna do something like I'm not a hoe, you know. Like it takes some effort to get some of this. That was so. That was so cringy. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's on you for that part right there.
That was so cringy.
I'm noticing that part too. That part's making it.
No, I get what you're saying. I get
No,
what
I
you're
get
saying.
what you're saying, but your ramble is getting cringy there.
Like, you're not-
I'm starting to sound like Future for a second.
Yeah, you were.
Like, you're
Well, not just saying, but I mean, like, I'm trying to like
You're not just looking for any girl. You're looking for one that's like
Special.
actually worth your time.
special.
Yeah, I got you.
I get you.
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright.
Hey, not me though, just whoever, my DMs are open.
He said,
Hey, Zach's got 12,000 followers on the gram. He's got. Are your DMs always getting hit up or?
I get a few DMs.
Whoa!
Did you get the sugar mamas?
I got one of those, but it's like one of those like fake ones.
Oh,
you
you got one of those where it's like, hey, it's the baby. This is my backup account. I need your social
No, not that'd be sick.
I bet rock climbing helps a lot in the ladies. Do you have any-
I know that's impressive, like, cause ladies always going from baseball guys, football guys, like, rock climbers, everyone thinks was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, it's like, it's different, and then like all the rock climbers have like just a nice like athletic physique, I guess, like
Yeah.
everybody's like, but I don't know, it does alright, it doesn't get the recognition it deserves.
Any girls come out?
Yeah.
They come out to your any of your competitions? Come out and watch?
Does it help motivate you? Does it help motivate you if you have them go with you, or?
I never really have one like. No, I mean, but it definitely helps like pulling up to the after party with like a medal around your neck, you know.
You're that
Like,
guy. You're that guy?
I'll leave it tucked in my shirt, and then when the party gets live,
You're like,
I was gonna say, as long as you're not walking in with it hanging out.
No. It's like it's fully concealed until everybody's like lit enough to like respect.
Yeah.
It's
Ah.
like if somebody's like dead sober and they see you walking with a medal,
Like,
around
what
your neck,
the
like,
hell is wrong?
Okay.
Yeah, there's gonna be Africans go away. Hey, you wanna see my medal?
Yeah.
Like that's why I would be glad to make the Olympics this year, so you wouldn't have that after party after you won something. You know?
Yeah, they shut that.
Yeah, the Olympics. I mean, it's
It's like walking into a bar with an Olympic gold medal, you are not buying a single drink.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
You're getting free drinks all night.
Yeah. But yeah, not this year, unfortunately.
So I have another little question.
Yeah.
So out of any sport that you could pick, what would you do if you?
That's not rock climbing or skateboarding.
Yeah,
not
skate-
skating or skateboarding.
Yeah. Or anything that seems interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I always like.
It's actually table tennis in the professional thing.
It would.
How old that?
It would for sure have to be like an action sport for me. Like I like the individual aspect of like sports. I like all the weight to be on myself. Like, I don't know. I don't like have to like share it with the team. And then so I'd probably do like I don't know, like motocross or something like that.
That looks hard.
I was hoping you were gonna say wrestling.
I was thinking.
Yeah, wrestling.
I thought you were gonna say surfing.
Yeah, I've been thinking about like UFC and shit seems pretty cool too. Have you ever seen
UFC fighters are so cool.
Yeah, have you ever seen YouTube channel called Street Beefs?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, you seen that?
Oh, so
Josh is big into fighting.
Yeah.
So Street Beefs is literally this, I don't know, it's like a bunch of people and they're like, if you have like beef with someone and instead of like beating them up on the street, like you literally, they have like these backyard fights.
Yeah,
Are you
it's called
serious?
it's called Satan's Backyard.
So they have like, it's built like this like,
Dude, it's like just this dirt ring that they made like fences around. They have like just a makeshift octagon in this dude's like backyard.
Oh,
It's like it's a huge YouTube channel.
Redneck
Like,
UFC?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But they beat each other's ass, and they're at that level of fighting where like you know when you watch like a UFC fight, like they're like being like tactical with their how they fight and stuff. These guys are just like
Trying to
they're trying to
that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because it's like people that are actually like beefing over something. And
Yeah.
You're like, they're like, let's settle it like men, like on the love.
Speaking of UFC, do y'all think Conor McGregor's done?
No, I don't think he's
I
done.
mean, he hasn't won a game. I mean,
Game.
he hasn't won in.
This is before Mayweather, right?
No, he beat Cowboys early.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He broke the dude's nose with his
Oh
shoulder.
yeah, I can keep forgetting about that. But that so 2 years ago too. That's not that. I completely forgot about that. I was thinking he hadn't won before McGregor. I mean Mayweather.
Because see, like, this is what happened. Did he fight Khabib before or after? No, before Mayweather.
I'm pretty sure it's after.
No, he did both. He
Yeah,
was not look good.
Oh, so
That man's
Yeah,
I just know he got submitted by Khabib.
Yeah, that man's
the
the
goat, but when anyone says, he's great.
Conor got swag though. Conor got.
Yeah, I
want him to come back.
I think he'll come back.
I think that rematch fight if they go for like a third one.
Because after that one, dude,
I don't
count that one.
That's what nobody does. So they're like they have to do that.
And all the people saying, ooh, so good, 3 rounds. I'm like, it was a
Yeah.
round. He might have lost a round, but if you don't know if the fight kept
He
going.
literally-
Technically he lost the fight. But
I respect the fact that he was talking shit with a broken leg.
Yeah.
And there's nothing funnier than an angry Irishman. You can't understand shit he's saying.
Oh no, not at all.
You can't understand anything he's saying. And you're just like, just nodding. I don't know how Dana White, wait, was Dana White? No, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan does not care.
Joe Rogan's sitting down next to him.
He wanted that. Joe Rogan was ready for that. Joe Rogan wanted that so bad.
I love Conor's.
His money, his numbers. Oh my gosh.
I love Conor's walkout song.
Dude, I just love everything he
Because
does.
like, I love how it's like that Irish song. It's like it's just so calm, and then you just hear Biggie playing, and it's like it's just got to fucking go down.
I see him to win.
I wish Rock on
This next one.
That just feels
Yo,
so
hey,
good.
you should be the pioneer.
Yo,
you should change the
I just realized we never did our hot takes today,
Ooh,
but I feel like it's a little late to do that now.
No,
We can do
we'll
that
do
at
that
the end.
again.
But
We'll do the end.
but this isn't exactly a hot take, but this is something I just thought of. Every sport needs walkout.
It really does.
Yeah.
Every one of these rock album music and whatever the hockey horns, whatever those are called, yes, you need those two.
Like
Those
I know
are
swim because at the county championships for Gwinnett County, the top qualifier got to pick a song that everyone walked out to, which is cool and all, but like I feel like everyone's got their own moment. Like you qualify at the top position, you get your own moment. Like you get to have like whatever smoke or whatever you want to walk out.
Fireworks, like
Pyrotechnics.
WWE type shit. Yeah.
Y'all see John Cena's coming back?
That was a big deal. I saw that.
I don't pay attention to WWE, but I only saw that.
I didn't know
I thought he
everyone
was
was
locked
like-
into his movies now.
I know everyone was losing their absolute mind when they heard his song.
I bet.
I have memories of that one video of that prank call on YouTube.
Oh,
Oh my god. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's the greatest video.
We're getting way off track.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you happened.
Well, hey, it's just all good conversation.
Yeah, it's just like we're just
We're just chilling. Okay, so how's the YouTube going so far? Like, how are you at a good subscriber amount? How's your views?
Yeah.
I mean, you only have 4 videos, so it's not gonna start at the top. You know?
Yeah. I got like, oh yeah, we were talking about social media and stuff before we got off track.
Yeah.
But so I started building my my following like off of Instagram just from competition stuff. I had like a decent amount of followers, And then I like started posting some of like my more showy like jumpy climbs and shit on TikTok. And I had one just blow up like crazy. And like it hit like 25 million views, had like 2.2 million likes, something like that.
So
I'll shout you out in the talk. But anyways, I got that talk blew up like crazy. Got like 100K followers on there. And then so like so I just been posting like just showy climbs, like whatever on that, and then so I'm like trying to transition my following from like TikTok and Instagram to something I can like monetize a little bit more. And then I also like been really like there's climbing vlog channels on YouTube right now that are like popping or whatever, but there's nobody who's like there's not really too many people who are like at the top of like the climbing scene, like putting up numbers wise and stuff that are like also vlogging. So I figured it's kind of like an opening for that right now. So I started posting these like I've been trying to get out like one a week. I've been like a little bit behind. But I have like 600 subs. Most of my videos get like a couple thousand views. So it's going up.
So you got a little fan base going. What's your fan base gonna be called?
My fan base. I don't know, dude. I need to have something. I need to have something to like introduce because I'm always like, oh, what's up, vlog? To start it off, but I can't do it.
Galla Nation.
Yeah. What's up, Rock Boys and
Rock Boys.
What's up,
Climb Boys.
Climbers.
Climbers.
Think
What up, gangsters?
What's up, gangsters? Oh, yeah.
I got another question for you. This is because you were talking about how like bouldering is more like kind of like how street skating you kind of compared it to.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like because you know how skating started out like bird skating and all that stuff, and it transitioned into more street skating? You think?
Yeah.
And now the street skating stuff is more mainstream, and that's like what everyone thinks about when people skate. So do you think that's gonna happen with rock climbing, like eventually, like it's gonna shift, or do you think it's gonna be like?
I mean, right now everything is like represented like decently evenly, but I think that like most people when they start climbing they boulder because you just get like parachutes and chalk and go to the climbing gym. It's like the most simple way to do it, and then so I think already like the main focus is on bouldering, so I'd say that's like already happened. But I think that now that like more climbing gyms are popping up in like urban communities and they're getting like more accessible to like different groups of people, it's getting like I don't know. There's a lot more like style and stuff involved, which has been a lot cooler. Climbing is getting like its own.
Incorporating different things into it.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting like a lot more diverse, and there's like a lot of like
That's pretty
different
cool. I
stuff.
didn't know that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Climbing and stuff.
So we're gonna get to some more personal questions.
I'm gonna interrogate you right now.
Damn.
So who are your top 5 favorite artists right now?
Top 5 favorite artists?
Any genre.
Any time period too.
Yeah.
I started to figure that out. Some people might like.
I like listening to older.
Yes, that's
I like older music.
So I just want to make sure that I
Jake
get
is
that
an old
too.
soul.
I mean, my music taste like flips so much. Like if I'm like training, if I'm in like a big phase where I'm like training, I'm listening to just like the hardest rap I could possibly listen to or whatever. And so I mean, obviously like Lil Baby. For when I'm in the gym, like I listen to Lil Baby. I've been listening to a lot of. When I'm like chilling, I like to listen to like old Kanye, but Kanye's been like pissing me off.
Drop it on
Don't even get started. I don't even want to speak. I don't want to speak about this man.
I'm sorry.
Who else am I listening to? Let me just pull up my playlist real quick. But I have a couple different playlists. Like I like my hard stuff, and then I have like my chill, like just hanging out playlist.
Is there like a genre that people would not expect you to enjoy?
I've been listening to a lot of like alternative music recently. Like especially I've been going back and listening to a lot of like Jimi Hendrix. I've been listening to Jimi Hendrix, like the Frights, good like
Name 3 songs. Name 3 songs.
From the Frights.
No.
Or Jimi Hendrix.
No, you know.
Yeah, just Jimi Hendrix. Yeah.
I wore like a Prince shirt out in public, and some people was like, "Name some Prince songs, you band." Well, I didn't look he's dead. You're wearing the shirt, and I was like, I named like 3 off of that. I can't remember why. I think it's like Purple Rain, which is the best song.
That's not to be the
That was the shirt I was wearing too.
That's
but-
still a good song.
That was the first one coming out.
See, my thing is, I don't know Prince songs, but like if you play them, I would at least know.
I'll know.
That's my thing. I don't remember song titles.
Especially the older ones. Like I just know because from my mom just playing the music. I guess.
But yeah,
So,
other rap I listen to like a lot of Rylan Rodriguez. Just like and then who else? Like 42 Doug when I'm training. So that whistle it gets me going.
4-2 dope.
Yeah.
He's probably
Did you see?
Yeah,
You heard it here, folks.
His ex-girlfriend.
Zach Galla's calling him thick on.
Online.
His ex-girlfriend, when they broke up, tweeted like, "I can't be beefing with no bleed thicker than me."
Yeah, literally.
And it's like attached to thick, and he's like, "Dude, he's got a dump truck." Like,
Well, no, yeah.
It'll have you in
Hey,
tears.
Short people tend to have.
Yeah.
I'm tall and I got a dump truck, bro. What are you talking about?
Huh?
I'm tall and I got a dump truck. What are you talking about?
Who's told you that?
Yeah.
A lot of people. I'm not gonna name names. I have a lot of people.
Oh, you can name drop if you want.
I'm not gonna name names.
Yeah, okay. I just want to put you under the bus right there.
Was it Chris Young that said it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. What other question you got? Favorite show, right?
Favorite show? I haven't been watching anything. I'm excited for Outer Banks season 2, season 1.
Yeah.
Sarah Cameron.
I still haven't finished it.
Ooh, that's this week.
Yeah, it's dropping.
Dang, well, you gotta get on it.
Dropping
It's
like
like, hey,
Monday.
there's a whole story behind it, but I'm not gonna get into it.
Oh, yep, I know it, but we're not gonna get into that. Okay.
But you can watch all the first season before this next one comes out.
You can
I
watch
need
it.
to watch like one episode. I need to finish it.
Oh, okay.
I was last
Okay.
like 2
Oh,
hours.
you guys are up.
I watched it in one sitting. I'll never.
Like when they're in like the clock tower or like with the bell or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
last part.
Wait,
And they're
Yeah.
what happened in the clock tower when you were?
it was on fire, I think, and then that's all I remember.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
No, I don't think he's sorry. No, you know what?
I think I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, so
I
yeah.
don't remember.
Finish all this.
That's how you remember.
That's how, so now we know how you remember it.
Yeah, that's how you remember the scene.
What does that mean? Hold up.
That's exactly
What
what
do you mean by that?
Oh, and also, wasn't Stranger Things supposed to drop?
It's not jump, it's not
Yeah,
gonna jump for a
that's-
while.
Don't even expect that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. But
Yeah, I'm waiting for it, but
Yeah, it's
that's
gonna be a
gonna
minute.
that's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be a minute.
yeah, I'm definitely watching Outer Banks.
Yeah, I'm not with that. That show's good vibes.
Shit's really good.
Show's good vibes. But yeah, I haven't really been up on anything recently. I've just been like watching YouTube and shit. I haven't been on any shows.
What YouTubers do you watch?
I watched this dude. I recently got sponsored by this company, Gorilla Mind, and it's like they make like pre-workouts and stuff.
Oh, no.
And I was like watching their YouTube channel for a while and some other fitness influencers that took their stuff. And the guy who like makes it actually has a YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is called More Plates, More Dates. But he's like, I don't really, he's got like, I don't really know what his like degree is or whatever, but he just talks about like a lot of like just sports like supplementation and stuff like that. And he's like really smart. But I just like his videos are long and I like learning about that shit, so I always put those on before I go to bed. And then I'd listen to like No Jumper podcast, stuff like that. I love it.
Adam 22. Dude, that man's a fool. Like, there's no. What goes on in that show is not legal. I swear. Half the stuff that just happens is just not okay.
Yeah,
He's always like, let's get into it. Like, you should not give this half the stuff. Like, I'm like, no,
leave it there.
I'm like, you're good, man. Like, we're good. Like, come on.
Yeah,
I love that.
Like, oh my, like I was watching the one with Logan and Mike.
Oh yeah, that
He
was
was
crazy.
he was like pressing. He was like
He
pressing.
progresses you for it. Like, oh my
He has
god.
a
You're a guest.
He has a weird like roundabout way of just getting you to say
Yeah.
what he wants you to.
Like Vlad TV.
Yeah, like
Oh my.
that's the first.
That is the buzz.
Yeah.
He's literally he's.
Your favorite movie?
Favorite
Just
movie?
ask what's your favorite show.
Yeah, we love movies here.
Maybe guys, if you can't tell by the wall. We don't even have everything up yet either.
Yeah, we have like 4 more posters.
We just got the wall repainted, so everything has to be taken down.
Yeah.
I'd say probably I've seen probably Rocky 4 more than any other movie.
Okay.
And I was going to like my second youth world championships in Russia, and I was watching Rocky 4 like every time. I was like, I'm about to beat these Russians. Like,
You should have ran the mountain like Rocky did.
yeah. But yeah, no, I like movies like that that give me hype. I like I don't know, I like all Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yes,
It's
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Like, anything by Quentin Tarantino.
Zach's officially a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Officially a
You get robbed from the old days.
Yeah, I got stolen.
Oh, his dream almost got hanging on the pod.
That was pretty. That was almost embarrassing.
And you would have been seen for the first time too. That would have been
Colin 4K.
Engagement cost twice in 4K.
Oh.
Earlier.
I was like, what do you mean by that? Wow. Okay. Let's get back.
So Green was supposed to ask this next question, but I'm gonna ask it because I need to explain the reasoning behind the question. So Green, are you gonna get the question after this?
Okay, go ahead, explain.
Do you have any guilty pleasures? And before you answer, you're not gonna have the weirdest answer we've heard.
Not even close.
Really?
Our guy Liam Butts, I feel like we mention this every time we shoot a
Yeah.
podcast. I feel like we have to give a warning.
I feel
We have to give a warning.
I feel bad because we bring it up every time.
Yeah,
But
you
we
just like,
have
let
to.
it die.
So we asked Liam this question. It was the first time we asked the question. I was expecting to say like, oh, I listen to Big Time Rush, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I got a few Big Time Rush songs I listen to.
Oh, yeah.
But like what Liam said is when I'm finished eating my food, I take a piece of my napkin and I eat it and swallow it.
Actually,
We just all looked at each other in
Yeah.
shock. Just like,
who was it? Me, you, and
Fennel.
Fennel?
Yeah, it was Fennel's
Yeah, we had to
debut.
keep going with the pod. Like somehow we had to grab.
We had to really, we cut the episode, or once we cut off the mics and stuff, we just looked at me and like, what is wrong?
Like,
He does that shit like every time.
Well, he said
He
he
said
said
he
he's
used
better.
to.
He said he's better now.
was it like a habit like I had like from a kid or something? Like,
I don't think so.
I
think
don't
it's
know.
more recent thing.
it sounded recent.
But
I
like,
just
why?
wanted to keep my
He said it so casually too.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
crazy. I mean, that's just weird. I mean, it's not like that.
I mean, we're not gonna judge.
I mean,
Yeah, we all do like
we
shit before
all
just
do
messing
that.
around. But
Like we all have our own guilty pleasures.
Oh yeah.
So you have kind of a scale of severeness to go by now. What's a guilty pleasure of yours?
I mean, I
there's
guess,
many.
I-
I think
I
you
don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of like,
You want to go around the room now?
Yeah.
We're gonna start with Zach.
That's the scariest
Alright.
thing. We've never done that. So that's scary.
I mean, I guess it's not like a secret anymore or whatever, but I've been really like getting into like my physique, you know, and like maybe a little bit too much. So I'll like,
Oh,
I'll
I
spend
was like, there's nothing weird about that.
yeah, no, but I'll spend a lot of time in the mirror at night with my
Oh.
AirPods in, like just
Acting like you're running on a robot.
yeah, I gotta feel myself a little bit. So like,
I thought you said
That's
that.
not.
but I mean, but I started
That's a
embracing.
guilty pleasure though.
Yeah. I started embracing it though. I posted a video of me flexing on my Instagram and shit. So it's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that's
I'm a fitness influencer.
I thought you were just saying you work on your physique and fitness. I'm like, that's just
No.
That's not
No. Like I stare at myself in the mirror for 30 minutes while listening to a little bit.
Dude, that's why I go to bed so late, honestly. That's not like a pleasure. Like I'll be like have that AirPods in, and I'll be like looking at myself like, yeah, myself up.
I've been feeling myself.
Yeah,
Every night, bro.
maybe I need to start doing this.
Yeah, maybe
I
I-
don't know what's going on.
No, and like,
I do that. Sometimes.
What is going on? Listen, I don't
you need to get on this, bro.
But
Okay.
when I come home from the gym, like
Yeah,
you
you
know,
gotta
yeah,
You gotta pump.
and then sometimes I like shadow box in the mirror, just.
That's your guilty pleasure?
Is that your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure is worse.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, you're gonna throw yourself into the.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't know if anyone's gonna judge me on it.
You're not being napkins, are you?
No, you know I love movies.
Okay.
My guilty pleasure is rom-coms. I don't know, they just make me feel.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm
It's just like
You
a
do
good
chick
pop.
flicks?
Huh?
Chick flicks are the same thing, right?
Like
Innocent, yeah.
She's
very
like
close.
she's
You're a chick
actually,
flick guy.
Yeah.
but not like the Notebook, like not like that.
Oh.
But like the funny ones, like.
Oh, that's not bad.
Like third, 51st, is that what it's?
51st Dates. Yeah.
My mom and I watched that. That was a good one.
Okay, yeah.
Like
So that's
shower
not
hall,
bad.
like.
That's a good one. Chris, what's yours? I'm still trying to think.
I mean, I'll just keep mine along the lines. Like, I guess I just watch anime. Like, I guess like that's.
No, that's
like.
like no.
I mean, no, but
That
like,
doesn't count.
there's some
It's
people.
too
that-
normalized now. It's too normalized.
Like if you have like an anime body pillow, like that would be like.
You have a crush on an anime character, like, that'd be a weird one.
Like I watch this anime because of
Oh,
this character.
guilty pleasure. I don't know if this is guilty pleasure, but like I eat my water bottle caps after it. Like not eat them, like I like chew
You
on
said
them.
this on the Tyler episode.
I did. God. Okay. God.
So I guess that could still count. Yeah.
Mm,
No.
Anything
Yeah.
else?
No, I'll get. I'll try. to
Let it all out. Come on.
Do you think like, that's like weird or something, or is it like?
Dude, that's weird. I don't even like. I don't know. Like, because when I'm thinking about like, I don't think it's weird. I'm trying to think of something.
No,
that,
but like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. If you got something, you can go. Like I'm trying to figure it out. I didn't know I said that.
I don't know how we have never answered this question, like, as Boxhead. when
Yeah,
asked.
we never had. So,
But for me, I've got beaver fever.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm a believer.
Okay.
I'm a believer, bro.
Okay.
It's up.
I'm a big Justin Bieber guy.
I am too, but I gotta see it.
I got like, you know how everyone was like shitting on Justin Bieber back in like elementary school?
Oh, that was me. That was
No,
definitely.
I'd be like, yeah, he sucks, and then I go home and be like,
Not back then, but newer now. Hey, good vocals though.
I know, but like, he's very good now. I was looking bopping baby. I was bopping baby back in the day.
His verse on Maria, I'm Drunk.
I was just about to say that.
That is
bro.
that-
Light skin Bieber.
I don't know why he didn't like keep going on that path.
Yeah, he should have just tapped him with that, like,
That moment.
I think he would have stolen the song if he
Yeah.
kept going.
yeah.
That moment when I heard that song for the first time, I was like, maybe Justin Bieber isn't that bad.
Yeah, me too. I think that was my like first reaction to like hearing that verse also.
Yeah, I was not like opening to listen to Justin Bieber song until he was on a Travis Scott song, and then I was like,
Bro,
oh,
I've
shit,
been
he's
on that Bieber shit, bro.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Bieber song? What's your favorite Bieber song?
No Sense with Travis Scott.
Okay.
Or
I mean, probably Maria, I'm Drunk. That's the only one I've been listening to recently.
Greenwood.
There's a song he did with Future called Hatton, I think.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
That song's pretty good.
He's all over.
I didn't know he had a song with Future.
I didn't either.
Until now, yeah, I need to check that out.
Mine would have to be One Less Lonely Girl.
Ooh, I like Boyfriend too.
Boyfriend's good. I like Boyfriend. Good shit.
I'm gonna tap it with some Bieber on the drive home.
No, it's like his old stuff. I'm trying to think. There's one more. What did I say? One Less Lonely Girl, baby. Boyfriend.
What's Hatton? That's the name of the song.
I'm gonna look at Spotify real quick.
Whoa, we can't.
Hey, we're getting copyrighted. Come on. I mean, we're already not popular. We're just getting down.
He about to get us banned already.
I'm just trying to see that name of the album. Oh, it's Journals.
Okay.
One Time by Justin Bieber is a bop.
Okay.
One time, okay.
I don't like all his old stuff. I just think he sounds exactly like that Disney vibe, exactly.
But that's
That was
red.
I know, I get it. But like, that's when I was like, this is just god awful.
But when you're at the club, in Baby Place, what do you do?
Oh, it happened to me.
I haven't been at a club.
But just
Hey, actually, no. It happened to me in 1785 in Athens. I'm not gonna go to the whole story. 'Cause I told you the whole story.
I wanted you to say it.
But I had a very good memory of that song, and I just know like everyone was going crazy. All the frat dudes, sorority girls, everyone was going crazy to it. There were some football players in there going crazy to it too.
Yeah. I mean, when the energy's right, like the songs that you play in the club are not the songs that you necessarily listen to by yourself. But like,
Yeah, I don't know.
they're not for you though.
Like,
They're for you, but they're to get
Yeah.
the other
It's for the
people.
vibe. It's for the to get the vibe.
Yeah.
Alright, that turns out to be mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess I guess
We gave you some time.
I like I mean I listen to like a woman artist like in my free time.
There's
Like
nothing
Nicki
wrong with
Minaj or I mean that's my guilty pleasure.
You listen
Okay,
to
that's fair. That's
Like
fair.
You listen
Oh,
to
you're
rock
a
yourself.
Meg Thee Stallion kind of guy?
not more
That would
like
be a guilty pleasure.
more like I'm trying to think of who
Are you?
I
Are
listen
you?
to
Hey,
girl would be
Are you Taylor Swifty?
Oh no.
old Taylor Swift guaranteed.
Oh, old Taylor Swift.
Old Taylor Swift fire, like that's different. Like
That's also another guilty pleasure.
Has she been dropping recently? Taylor Swift?
I don't know.
I don't
know.
know.
Like
Now there's something going on with her label.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
I don't like her new stuff. I don't listen to her new stuff. I like her old stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, she put out an album recently of like, she redid
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of her old stuff that like she.
Oh, so I
I didn't listen to it. I didn't
Oh,
listen to it. But I heard one of the songs. I haven't been here.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend, she told me I think she said she recorded it and like
Okay.
and then just put them out.
What do you
The
say?
same song.
Do you think that Kanye West made Taylor Swift famous?
Yes and no. She was already pretty famous when she got.
I mean, she was already
famous.
But like
Her name, he did give her some clout. He did get her name in headlines.
that was
She
huge.
was Disney
everywhere.
famous. She was Disney
Yeah.
famous, but then she became like worldwide famous because everyone was watching that moment. Like I might be with you on that. I don't know if he like created her.
I mean,
She was definitely famous. She was definitely famous already.
Yeah, she was gonna be doing without
Yeah.
the whole Kanye scandal, but I think that just like put her
that
up.
put her up.
I think you know what? It might have just sped up her.
I
I
think
think
yeah,
so too.
that
I think
too.
she probably was on.
She
the
got
same
to the top
trajectory.
quick. She got to the top quicker than what? She'd still get to the top.
But honestly, I don't pay attention to Taylor Swift, so I'm.
No,
Yeah.
she dropped like all of her best music like right after that happened too. Like more of her like
Yeah, it was like
music
her-
like radio
That's a
hits.
that's a good move too.
No, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's how you think.
Because like everyone and their mother was hating on Kanye.
Oh yeah.
after that.
Did you see him before on the red carpet?
Yeah.
With the bottle. This man
Everyone
was
jokes about that bomb, and like,
Yeah, they were like, this changed music for
everyone jokes like Kanye pulled up looking like this with a bottle of Henny in his hand, and people thought it was gonna be a normal night.
Yeah.
facts. Like he came in there looking for
He
life.
was ready.
He was ready to do something.
You just knew it was gonna snap eventually.
I mean, but he was also like, Loki, he wasn't wrong what he said.
Oh yeah.
But like,
Beyonce was fly back in that time too.
yeah, and that music
I
video,
need more
that music video was so
Beyonce.
good.
I need
But
more Beyonce and Jay-Z music.
Hey, Jay-Z is on Donda apparently.
Yeah, well that needs it. We're
Yeah.
not
We're
talking
not
about
gonna hear
Kanye right
Donda.
now.
Donda doesn't.
We're never gonna hear that.
did y'all listen to
Oh wait, no.
No.
Did you see
I
Justin
just-
LA Boy said?
Don't even bring that guy. That's the worst guy ever. But yeah, apparently he's the manager of Kanye now. Like he's like, oh, August 6th, he's dropping now.
I'm ready for Kanye to come out and tweet like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's whatever.
I heard Kanye's living at the Mercedes
Yeah,
Benz.
he hasn't left. That's one thing I
He was
knew.
at the- he was at LA United game.
I knew he never left. Why would he be at LA United again? Just randomly. And he was just standing in the crowd too. Like he was looking
What did they have
scared.
mask on?
Yeah,
I
I
think he's actually
Not a COVID mask.
I think he
Pantyhose
is.
over his mouth.
They've been seeing like what's it called? They've been seeing like features of people come in, like people going into like the back and like he's set up in like the one of the visitor locker room because the other ones can't they can't go in there like they're like
They've got a lot of lockers there, I think.
Who's like, that's so crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
that's
Kanye-
just your house.
Yeah, like, I don't know how that just
And
allowed.
what's that
He
about?
might even say that he was like, all right, I'm doing my thing and I'm leaving. No, he's literally living there now. It's crazy.
But like, what, it would be so much easier for him to do that anywhere
That's
else.
what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
in the
it's also-
studio.
Hey,
It's his
off
thing.
topic, I like that jersey.
Yeah, I got that at the thrift for like 50 cents.
No,
Oh my lord. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty hard.
For 50 cents, that's insane.
Where are we? Oh, this is a question from you guys, next question.
Oh, okay. So, when you were a kid, was there any spot that you did, like, I don't know, veggies or like food you didn't like? Or did you like,
Like at the table.
Did you
Yeah.
just feed it to the
or
dog?
like, what did you do? Because
I put it in a vase.
my little cousin, what he would do is, because we all be eating at a table, we always be talking and not eating. And, our parents get mad at us. They go to the microwave, set a timer. They're like, all right, if that timer goes off, you're not done. You're in trouble. And so we're like, okay, so we eat. What he would do was he would take his food, because our kitchen's next to the laundry room, so he'd take his food to the laundry room, go to the sink in the laundry room, and just throw his food underneath the sink.
Y'all have a sink in the laundry room?
Yeah, but it's like one of those tall sinks.
Oh, okay.
But like, no, there was a smell. No one knew what it was. And then
How long was it smaller?
I don't remember this, but I was told this that it was like maybe a week or two.
Ew.
If it's just piling up.
Yeah.
So how much trouble did he get? Or did no one fess up to the crime?
No, they knew it was him. They knew. I don't remember what happened. I'm pretty sure he got in front of that. Like, but yeah. So did you have anything?
No, I mean, I really wasn't that picky as a kid, and my parents weren't like super rough about me like finishing my food and shit. Like, I mean, they would always like encourage me to finish my food, but they weren't like force feeding me more than I
Like
wanted.
you can't get it from the table, so it's finished.
Yeah, exactly. They were never like that. I mean, whenever I go to like my grandparents' house, it'd be a little bit more like that, but I would just get less food, so because I knew I was gonna just eat it all there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. My parents were both like professional bodybuilders actually,
Oh,
so they
wow.
were like never. And I guess, I mean, when I was climbing, I was old. They didn't really care how much I ate or.
What was there a spot that you could stuff in, like? Because like if they were like,
I mean, I never.
You just
I
throw it away?
I just wasn't picky. I would either eat it, or if I didn't eat it, I just like didn't. It's just because I couldn't finish because I was too full. It's like, I just never. But no, I never had to sneak around throwing food away.
We didn't like our vegetables and food cap.
Yeah.
Never eat that raw.
no, I'm tapped so hard. I bet I'm full. It took 20 minutes later to eat ice cream. Like, full. 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I got like dessert stomach. It's different.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, I dessert.
Dessert stomach is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can always find it.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't eat it. And like,
And then pull out like a cake or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can make room.
oh
Did we ever go to the last, like, one of the last spots?
This question.
The question.
Like the last one, yeah, we already went over it.
Where'd you have yours again?
When I had mine, no, I really would eat them and then yak them up. Then I'd put it on my fingers. That's what I used to
You're like,
do.
look what you did.
Yeah, that's straight up.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
We had a vase at the table that was kind of like opaque. So like whenever my parents would have to like clean out their dish, I would just like make sure not those things just pour it into there. So like after a while, like changed out the flowers and she's like, why the hell are there carrots in here? I don't know. I'd bet on my sister. I'd be like, I can get some of it. I'm like, she's such a picky eater, you know. Like I would doubt it.
That's hilarious.
So, sorry guys, you gotta yell a lot because of me. What question we got left?
I think
We're getting there.
Yeah, we've been going for a while.
You have a ritual pre-rock climb?
No, not really. Like, so when I'm in competitions and stuff, it's the only time I like really like think about like my process really.
Yeah.
And I always, when there's like a minute and 20 left on the clock when I'm sitting in the chair getting ready to climb, I usually put my left shoe on first.
I'm a right shoe guy.
Yeah, but for some reason, I'm a right shoe with my regular tennis shoes, but when I'm in the chair climbing, like, put my left shoe on first. And then,
Is that like a super? Do you have any other superstitions like that? Or?
no, not
Like,
really.
like the weird ones that are like oddly specific.
Not really. I used to like always eat breakfast for dinner the night before a competition. Like, I mean, it's just like carb loading, I guess. But it always made me like feel right. My stomach like felt nice, calm the next day. But I mean, nothing like super weird. I'm like I'm super weird about like chalking up. So like I'm always like in the chair, even when I'm not climbing. Like I'm always putting chalk in my hands. I'll usually bring out like a.
That's why I have like pool. I'll just put chalk on the stick. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting chalk on the stick.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like and then I'll always have like a Makita fan, which is like they make like drills and stuff. So it's like a fan that's like powered by drill batteries. So I always have like a big one of those in front of me while I'm in the chair, like blowing on me, cooling my hands down.
Have the flow going on the way.
Yeah. But then you get like you put your hands in front of it with the chalk on, and your skin gets like you can almost like barely thin. You get so dry, so you just don't sweat at all. So it's that's key.
Is there a go-to song?
Go-to song. Right now, I'm listening to the song "Walk" by Rilo Rodriguez, and it's got 42 Little Baby on it, and the Little Baby verse is so hard. He said, 100 bands in Birkin bags, my girl don't need all these things. That's the first part he says when he comes on.
Bars.
So, yeah, I've been listening to that a lot.
This is our last question. Favorite memory you made?
Favorite memory I've made?
Like, it could be unrelated to rock climbing, but we prefer the rock climbing answer.
Yeah. I'd say like my best story that I like to tell all the time was in 2019 I did like the full like World Cup series for climbing. So I got to like travel around. That's why I left North Korea. I had to like I started off, went to first place I flew through was Switzerland, then I went from Switzerland to Austria for a bit, Austria to Russia, Russia to Japan, Japan to China, China to home. And then I went like back for another leg of the series. But when I was in China, like last night of the series before we were about to fly home, we were like all partying at this hotel, and then me and then two of my other like rock climbing homies who were on the team like went outside, went out front of the hotel for a little bit, and then this dude like pulls up like in this like sedan like blasting like EDM, and this Chinese dude he like stops in front of us and he like yells at us in Chinese but like excited. And we're like, oh, what's up? So we like walk up to his car, and he's like, oh. So he goes on his phone and like types for a second, and he shows us his phone, and it just says, welcome to China, in Google Translate. So we're like, that's so he's like motioning for us to get in his car, and we're like, obviously we don't get in this dude's car in China at 3 a.m. And so one of my homies is like, yo, so like where are we going? And he's like, oh, okay. So he like starts typing on his phone, he shows us his phone again, and it just says, welcome to China. And we're all like, and he's like, dude, come on, let's get in this car. I'm like, no. And he's like, we all kind of look at each other, and he's like, look at this guy, like we could easily take, like we have no problem, like we could easily take this guy. And we all looked at each other like, that's a good point. And so we all got in this dude's car. As soon as we got in this dude's car, he floors it, and he like immediately as he's flooring it, picks up a beer out of his cup holder, and it's like he's chugging it. We like swerve, we go down the street.
Are DUIs a thing in China?
Dude, I don't know what they
Some places I just swear it's just so different.
China has like so many laws and like no laws at the same time. I don't really understand what you can or can't do. But like, but he takes us like right down the street, and so like we're like, okay, like if we need to, like we can just like run back to the hotel, and then so we're like posted up. He like sent us down this weird like restaurant looking type thing, and he just gives us like all this free food. We just like pointed at everything we wanted. He didn't charge us for anything. It's like the best food we had in China, like hands down. And then we were just talking to him on Google Translate like the whole night, and we were just kind of like figuring out he's like gassing up China. He's just like the Chinese more than anybody are like they're the most capable of using their brains. He's saying like all this like crazy stuff. And so we're trying to figure out like what does this guy like want out of us, you know? And the only thing that we could figure out is like at the end of the night, he's like from what we gathered, we found out he was like trying to sell us prostitutes. Yeah.
Welcome to China.
Yeah, welcome to China. Yeah, so that was
where you can drink and drive and get prostitutes.
Yeah.
I really thought he was gonna like take you to like a rave or something.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, it was weird vibe. Like just building there and this area. It was really strange. But yeah, we're like, nah. So we like get up and we start like walking out, and he's like following us with his car. And as soon as we get back to the hotel, we had like super early bus. So everybody's like waiting outside for us to like get on the bus to go to the airport.
And y'all are just like still drunk.
Everybody's just like, yo, like where have y'all been? Like we're about to leave, and it was a.
Were y'all packed up already or no?
Yeah, I was packed up, but like the homie that I was sharing the room with like was sleeping, and he was like all packed. But when he woke up in the morning, like all my shit was there and I was gone, and so he was like, So, but yeah, made it back home safe. But that was pretty good. Pretty good story.
That's just.
So we're getting close to that end. Is there anything you want to say to Galla Nation or Boxhead Nation?
Both.
Is there any like message for your competition? You want to talk shit to anyone? You know, the mic's yours.
Nah, I mean they'll see. When I come out to Salt Lake, you'll see where I'm at right now. I've been training hard. I'm ready to train with everybody. It's gonna be a good time. So yeah, follow me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
We'll put that.
Zach Galla and everything.
We'll put at least one of them.
Yeah, so up to the Boxhead Boys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Thanks for coming. I'll take time out of your day to come on for a move.
Yeah,
It's a big deal. So we wish you nothing but the best. We hope you get on that grind and win some championships for us. Maybe when we come up with Boxhead shirts, maybe we'll have you wear one in the competition.
I'm out.
Where one's the Olympics?
See, prize for USA stuff.
Competition's hilarious.
You know, I thought about that. Like, if I was I'd be the driftiest Olympic athlete. Like, I'd wear like a Kobe USA jersey underneath like a Parker or something, just unleash it before a race. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for coming on, Zach. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube. Make sure you're following on Instagram. We'll link all that in the description.
And make sure you follow us on Spotify and YouTube if you aren't already.
And then Anchor Twitter,
Instagram,
Everything.
TikTok.
Twitch eventually.
We're getting that set up.
Okay, everywhere.
We're moving.
We'll move it. So, peace.
Later. Peace. Bye.
All right, I hope that got everything.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, I just keep looking at it.
It's still going.
Perfection, let's go. We're here.
It's on like low battery, but it's at.